If procrastination was an Olympic sport, I would definitely be a gold medal winner. I can put things off with the best of them. And it can be quite a destructive thing. So I sometimes tell myself the story that I work best under pressure, or I'll do a better job if I leave it to the last minute. But actually, experience tells me that if I start something early and come back to it and keep working at it, then I actually build a much better product in the end up. So I've realised that that's really not true, that the working under pressure thing is a bit of a myth. And actually I can end up with loads of things under pressure and then I can get totally overwhelmed. What can we do about it? Well, when we procrastinate, we tend to focus on how hard the task is at hand. It's a big mass of unknown. We don't break it down and we just think about how exhausting and draining and how we don't really want to do it. So this is all about how you flip that in your mind and you reframe it. And one thing you can do is to focus on the outcome instead of the activity. So what will it feel like when you've got that done? How great will it feel to get that result? And if you close your eyes and visualize for a moment and think about, how good will it be? It'll be that weight off your chest. You won't have that to think about anymore. The result is going to be whatever, it's going to mean that you get to do the next project, do whatever it is. What's the really good outcome? What's the prize at the end of it? And spend a bit of time focusing on that. And that's going to make it a little bit easier. And then the next thing to do is what I like to call the I'll just get the file out method. And what that means is identify what's the absolute smallest first step that you can take that feels like it'd be no effort at all. So if you think about it, and this name comes from studying, well, I'll just get the file out. Like, there's no effort in that. It's going to take you 3 seconds to do. But what happens when you just get the file out? Well, I'll just open it and I'll just have a look at this little bit. And before you know it, you've got loads done without really thinking about it. So what's that first little step? And if that's still not getting you anywhere, then my guess is the task is too big and you don't know what the steps are. So if you had to break it down into a series of tasks, what are each of those tasks? And when you can work those out, then it's a lot easier. And you think, okay, well then what's the smallest first one? And you work from there. And before you know it, you'll have that annoying thing done. And that's making me think that I need to go home and do my books because that's something I've been procrastinating over for ages. So I'm just going to go home and get my bag of receipts out and then we'll see where that takes me.